Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, what is the most romantic city in America?
Also, everyone you know thinks you smell. Where do you go from here? And more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
With all the hype around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, that many men have been flocking to barbershops as of late and asking for the Kelce cut. Trying to look like Travis Kelce, get the same haircut with the idea maybe that they'll also attract an international pop superstar. Like, that's the key.
Is that how it
to
works?
Travis Kelce's success. Yes. What do you make of this, Isaiah? The Travis Kelce haircut trend.
I don't think that this is going to work to get your hands on a lady like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I assume.
Well, there's only one Taylor Swift.
Yeah, there's other things that go into that. But I would say it's a good haircut. I mean, he has like a low fade on the sides.
Yep.
And then buzzed up top. There's only certain people that can pull that off. So I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. You get out of the right head shape for that.
Yeah.
Or else you're going to come out looking really silly. And that's not a haircut that you can make look different than how you get it.
Yeah.
Once you buzz the top is buzzed.
You just
That's your hair.
You just got to be patient with that.
And that's going to grow out. It's going to take a long time to grow. So if you don't like it, it's not going to look good for a while.
Be warned. Now, obviously, these aspirations is a lot to ask of just a simple haircut to, be the thing that changes your fortunes. So make sure your expectations are adjusted accordingly. I'll tell you who's got to be happy about this, though. Barbers. Because, to maintain this, you have to get this cut pretty frequently.
It looks really silly in the middle.
Yeah.
When you're between the buzz cut and however your hair was before, looks very silly.
Yeah.
I had one of my friends buzz his head this summer. That in-between period was not kind to him.
Yeah.
It was one of my more favorite periods. But for him, he did not like the in-between period. It gets to a point where it's just sticking straight up about a couple inches long.
Yeah.
And that was, yet again, my favorite part.
So it gets people into the barbershops. And you think about this, too. How many times have you ever gone to a barber and you're like, you just don't know exactly what you want, or you don't know how to describe what you want. I've gone into barbershops and I've said, can you cut my hair like this person? And they're like, I don't know who that is. And it's not somebody obscure, but they don't know. Everybody knows. And different people have different, like, you could say, I want a haircut like Bryce Harper. What does that mean? He's got a lot of different hairs. I want a haircut like Chris Hemsworth. What does that mean? He's had different haircuts in his lifetime. If you go to your barber now, man or woman, everybody knows what Travis Kelce looks like right now because of the phenomenon that we're experiencing. So you can go and say, I want a haircut like Travis Kelce, and they're probably going to know what you're talking about, and they'll probably be able to do it.
Oh, Carl says, when I said only certain people can get this haircut and look good, he says, all military raise their eyebrow. Carl, they've all gotten that haircut.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it looks good. But I would say,
if that was the key, just everybody having the same haircut.
That was.
How have we missed out on that for this long?
I know, you would think so. The buzz cut, the easiest cut in the book.
Yeah.
You just buzz the top. I could give you this haircut. Hudson could give me this haircut. Maybe you should go for the buzz.
I'm due for a haircut, actually, now that you mention it.
Why not the Travis Kelce? Get it before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is the Riot.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Valentine's Day is almost upon us. Isaiah, when you think of cities that you consider romantic, which cities come to mind?
I'm thinking like Paris.
Paris is an obvious choice. After that, though,
there's no other one.
Yeah. Well, I have here a ranking of supposedly the most romantic cities in the United States heading into Valentine's Day. This ranking put forward by Eventbrite. Have you ever heard of Eventbrite?
I have. I went to events through Eventbrite.
Yeah, they calculated through all the cities in the U.S. which cities have the most Valentine's Day related events for lovers, and the cities that had the most, their ergo must be the most romantic cities in the U.S. And so, number one, the most romantic city in America, according to Eventbrite, Baltimore, Maryland.
I think you could have named any city, and I could have hit the crickets probably.
Oh, none of them you would have believed?
What makes Baltimore more romantic?
Well, they've got a lot of events for Valentine's Day, like
let's hear some of them.
a twerk fit class.
What was that?
You heard me.
What did he say?
Twerk fit class.
A twerk fit class.
That doesn't sound romantic at all.
For lovers. Also,
For lovers.
a pizza making lesson for lovers.
For lovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it says lots of speed dating.
Oh, speed dating.
Yeah.
For lovers?
So you can find a lover. That's what makes Baltimore the most romantic city in America. They don't call it Charm City for nothing. They do also call it Pig Town. Number 2 on the list was Chicago, followed by Austin, Washington, D.C. So that's the love corridor right there between Baltimore and Washington. And then number 5, Denver.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever done any of those lover-esque things? Pizza making classes, pottery? People do paint and sip?
I don't think I have. I don't think.
You've never taken Angela to any of those?
No, that doesn't really feel, not many of those things feel like things she would get real jazzed about.
Okay. Or is it you? Is it you that doesn't want to go?
I'd love to do a twerk fit class.
I'm sure that she would love to do a pizza making lesson for lovers
well,
with you. Maybe a painting class, pottery. There's so many different avenues. You haven't taken her to a single one?
You know what could be a problem for a lot of those is that her and I are very competitive, and so it wouldn't be like, let's make pottery together. It'd be like, who can make a better pottery?
Well, that's more fun.
Yeah.
That's way more
but
fun.
that's not very romantic to do that.
It's not romantic, but it's more fun.
Yeah. So so you don't think any city in the United States is more romantic than another?
I think they've all probably have these things offered.
Mm-hmm. Baltimore just has more.
Baltimore just has the most.
Yeah.
So does that make it the most romantic? I don't know.
Do you think, the real question is this an accurate way to determine the most romantic city?
I don't think it is, but I don't know how you even determine what is romantic anymore.
Yeah, who can say?
Like, can somebody say, is there people that would text in and would say, my husband is romantic? What would he have to do? What would this man have to conjure up for his wife or girlfriend to say this man is romantic? Like, if I asked Angela, would you say Hudson, he's a pretty romantic guy? What would she say?
Oh, definitely not.
She would say not.
Yeah, I fail at that. Maybe early on, but I've run out of ideas.
Oh, you just given up, haven't you?
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
First, it's time for our Thursday tradition. It's time for Choice Champions. Isaiah and I make the picks. You decide the champion. We have a theme. Today's theme, with Groundhog Day coming up tomorrow, is non-time off holidays. And I don't think we need to make any hard and fast rules. It's just holidays that people don't get time off for. Which ones are the best? Isaiah and I, snake draft style, are going to pick 3 each. Then it'll be up to you to decide which one of us picked the better team and which holidays we might have missed. Isaiah, you have the honors of the first pick.
I feel like this is a pretty obvious one.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Christmas Eve.
Ooh. I didn't even think about that one.
You didn't even consider good old Christmas Eve.
I did not.
I love Christmas Eve. One of my favorite holidays.
That's a good choice. No explanation needed. Sometimes Christmas Eve, can I say this? I'm helping your cause here. Better than Christmas.
It can be the build-up.
Yeah.
We love a good build-up around here.
We do. The anticipation. My first choice will be something much different, but very timely, and that is Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
Super Bowl Sunday has something for everybody. If you're a football fan, obviously, football. You're not a football fan? Oh, that's okay. There's commercials with star-studded celebrities. Oh, you don't like commercials?
Star-studded. I love it. I love it.
You don't like commercials? Oh, there's a halftime show. Oh, you don't like music? There's food. There's great food. What else? What are you longing for on Super Bowl Sunday? And even though you don't get time off for Super Bowl Sunday, you do usually have the day off unless you're a pizza maker. So I think no explanation. I think I rest my case on that. Now, I could double down, but I won't. I'll take Easter for the other one. Candy. Everybody's in like a good mood. You probably get a nice big meal. Obviously, the very important religious aspect of it. You go to church. Like Easter, very significant. I've got Super Bowl and Easter. I think I've got a lot of bases covered there.
I like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to follow that up with Halloween. I love a good Halloween.
Halloween was on my list.
I mean, needless to say, Halloween, great holiday, dressing up and whatnot, getting the candy. And there's also lots of fun Halloween parties. This year, I really started to like Halloween more because I decorated more, did more Halloween-y stuff, and just kind of the whole like scariness, starting to watch scary movies and being able to go to haunted houses and doing all that jazz. People eat that up.
Yeah, I like the Halloween season.
Yeah, the season of it's so good. And it's in the fall. My final one, I'm really torn here. I am waiting to the last second to pick, buying myself time. I'm going to go with your birthday. Your birthday is my final pick. I love a good birthday. People don't get their birthday off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would love to get my birthday off. But I'm going to go with my birthday. A birthday is a special day because of the festivities that follow. Like the weekend of your birthday, you usually have a birthday party. People come hang out with you. It's a day about you. Some people don't like that for me. I like a day about me, so I'll take my birthday.
I'm real torn here on this last one. Real torn.
You got some options. There's still some good ones left.
There's a lot of options. I actually had a long list of choices. Very torn. I'm going to go with my heart, even though it is kind of doubling down. But this actually I had ranked second, and that's the first day of March Madness. It is doubling down on the sports aspect, but the first day of March Madness is it's so exciting. There's the excitement, and there's just the knowledge that you and everyone else around you at work, you're not actually getting work done. So it feels almost like a day off. So in our non-time off holiday draft, choice champions, Isaiah, your team is
Christmas Eve, Halloween, and your birthday.
And I have Super Bowl Sunday, Easter, and March Madness. Which of us came up with a better team? And which ones did we miss? 8772, Radio U. We missed a lot, I'll say. I'll admit that right now. We'll find out what people are saying. Coming up next.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
Non-time off holidays in honor of Groundhog Day, which neither of us did wind up choosing. Isaiah, you had the first pick. Your team is
Christmas Eve, Halloween, and your birthday.
And my team is Super Bowl Sunday, Easter Sunday, and the first day of March Madness. The votes are coming in. Max says, I got to go with Isaiah on this one. He also says he works for the government, so he gets all the holidays off. Well, look at you. Also, Susanna says, love my birthday and don't particularly care about the Super Bowl or March Madness, so going with Mr. Isaiah.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Todd says, I'm going with Isaiah, but you guys did miss St. Patrick's Day. Was St. Patrick's Day on your honorable mention list?
St. Patrick's Day was what I was between your birthday and St. Patty's Day.
Mm-hmm.
See, I almost leaned. I didn't know how much people like St. Patrick's Day. I love St. Patrick's Day because my brother's birthday always coincides with it every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always the weekend of my brother's birthday. And so we always have really good time on St. Patty's Day. There's lots of stuff for us to do because we're celebrating a birthday and St. Patty's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know if the normal person celebrated it that much.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think I like St. Patrick's Day more than most people. So it was an honorable mention, but I just didn't know. I also don't think that that's a widely enjoyed holiday by many. Switz says Hudson is disqualified. Super Bowl Sunday and March Madness are not holidays. I make the rules around here. I decide who's qualified. I decide who's qualified and not. What else is on your honorable mention list?
So I had St. Patty's Day was my first honorable mention. That one was coming right off the bench.
Likewise.
And then I followed that up with Cinco de Mayo.
That was my next choice as well.
I was right there because I also didn't know if everybody does something for that because my family would usually go to this Mexican restaurant that we really like for Cinco de Mayo. And I love a good Mexican restaurant.
It does feel for those two, St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo, that your enjoyment is possibly directly proportional to how much you like drinking.
It is.
For sure. Maybe Cinco de Mayo a little less because it does have the taco aspect, but you can have tacos any day of the week.
Some other ones that I didn't consider, but some people might. Obviously, right around the corner, we've got Valentine's Day. Yeah,
I thought that one too. There's a lot of positive things about Valentine's Day, but then I know there's a lot of people that just hate it. So, and I mean, I don't like Valentine's Day as much as March Madness. So
you're not a romantic. We've gotten that. Also, another one that people would consider, maybe like a Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
I had Black Friday as it was one of the final ones I crossed off.
If you're a big shopper, I could see those being a big one for you.
Or if you just know you always, even if it's not a time off holiday, you take time off for it. That's what I do.
Are we bad sons for not picking Mother's Day or Father's Day?
Ooh, yeah, we might be.
Two of my favorites.
We might be, yeah.
Two of my favorites.
Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Canada Day and Canadian Thanksgiving, although a lot of people get Canadian Thanksgiving off because it's also Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day. One more I wanted to add that's also timely, Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. Another one very directly tied to drinking, but also pancakes and donuts. And who doesn't like that?
You know something else?
And just a party vibe.
Yeah,
it's just
party
a
vibe.
Fun day.
Another one that used to be a lot bigger than it is now, MLB's opening day.
That's right.
That used to be a big day. That would have been right there with the Super Bowl and March Madness for a lot of people. I miss when opening day was a little bit more hyped
like
up.
You'd get out of school. They wouldn't have school and the games would start early. Yeah, now it doesn't feel like it quite has the gravitas that it used to. And that's unfortunate. That's Choice Champions. I win.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
A woman in Turkey suing her husband. She's suing him because he didn't shower enough.
Sounds like my wife.
She claims that he rarely showered, smelled of sweat, and brushed his teeth only once or twice per week. So she filed for divorce, and she has now filed a lawsuit against him due to his lack of personal hygiene being really the main reason why things did not work out between them.
How long has this been going on?
But she said, I just keep seeing the word when it comes to showers. It just says rarely. However, she said, according to her, he would wear the same clothes for at least 5 days in a row. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is at least 3 days more than you should wear clothes in a row for. She said he constantly reeked of sweat. I guess that'll happen if you rarely shower.
Once every 7 to 10 days is crazy.
Yeah. And then think about this too. Remember, this is a court case. So witnesses were brought in to confirm these claims, including mutual acquaintances and even some of the husband's coworkers. Sir, do you swear and solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Yes. Did your coworker stink? Yes. Yes, he did.
Imagine, now for this guy, I mean, obviously they said only brush his teeth once or twice a week. I mean, which caused his breath to smell unbearable, obviously. Imagine going to court and having like your friends, maybe family members, co-workers come in, all sit up there on the stand and say, this dude stinks. Like, is there a lower low than that right there? Like, if I was sitting in the courtroom and they brought you in and they were like, Hudson, did Isaiah smell bad in the studio with you? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, come on, Hud. Like, there's no way, right?
Yeah.
You would have said
Help
something.
me out
Somebody
here.
would have said something. And you're like, yes, he stunk every day. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my, you're joking.
Yeah. Do you
You're
think
joking.
all these people never said anything to him this whole time? And then the first he's learning about it is when he's getting sued.
There's no way his
There's-
wife didn't say, like,
Yeah.
you need, and imagine the day, the day that he went to court. He's never smelled better.
Oh, for sure.
He's got deodorant on.
Yeah.
He showered that day. He's wearing cologne that he just recently bought.
Yep.
He is smelling
Aqua de Joe.
crisp.
Yeah. You might be wondering, how much did this guy have to pay? Or did he? He did. The judge ruled he has to pay his wife what equates to $16,500.
Because he smelled bad?
Yep. That's what not showering could cost you in Turkey, anyways.
Oh, goodness. That's an even more. Not only are all your friends, all your family, and all your coworkers telling you stink.
Yeah.
And just so you know, you're going back to your job on Monday where you're going to see everybody who just said you stunk. And then you got to pay your wife who just divorced you for stinking
Yep.
like $17K.
Now you're lonely and stinky and poorer than you were. And you know everybody around the office has at least some issue with you.
How do you
'cause-
circle back from that?
Yeah.
You know?
It does. You don't get much further down, much closer
You
to
gotta-
rock bottom.
You got to quit your job. You might have to move.
Start on over, start a new life.
Go
What
somewhere
a,
else.
It's a wake up call.
Oh, big one.
How rarely do you have to shower before you can get sued?
I mean, I think as well, will this change his lifestyle? There's no way that he didn't know that he was showering and brushing his teeth less than everyone he knew. Like, that conversation's come up.
Yeah.
Like, I know
Which
that you,
makes
you
me-
have the shower conversation regularly. I know that you don't shower in the mornings. You shower at night.
Yeah.
I shower in the mornings. I'm not a night shower. Like, people talk about their bathing habits.
Mhm.
And what was he talking about during those times? Yeah, I'm more of a Wednesday shower.
Yeah.
I'm not a night or morning guy. I'm more of a Tuesday.
Third Wednesday
Yeah.
of the month. Yeah. I don't think, if he hadn't changed his ways by now, I don't think he ever will.
Thanks for watching the worst of the Riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more Riot.